We are working on the Sports Heroes project from the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. Having obtained the Wimbledon data and the French Open data as a list of dictionaries, let's proceed to the analysis. We will, for now, initially focus on analyzing only the Wimbledon data, but later on we'll convert this to a function so that both of them can be analyzed quite easily. So I'm going to create two variables. Later on, we'll convert these into the arguments to a function. But for now, I just create a variable, for example, by the name tname. So I just say, for example, Wimbledon, and I create a, let's say, a list called tdata. At this, I just assign this to say Wimbledon data. Now, this is temporary. We are going to, let's say, change this later on. But for now, this is just fine because from now on, I can keep using the names tname and tdata for, let's say, all the other, let's say, code that I write. Now, the first task that I'm after is let me create a list of all the winners. Notice the winners on this, on these, let's say, a list of dictionaries is all the entries where the key is champion. So these are all the winners. Let me start with this problem that, okay, can I collect them all in a single list? In fact, that's quite straightforward. So I just create a list of winners. So I just call it, let's say, winners, let's say list as an empty list. Now, clearly, square brackets create an empty list. And I then run through this dictionary. So I say, well, winner in, let's say, T data. Basically, remember, T data is a list of dictionaries. So I'm going through every dictionary one by one. And I'm telling that, look, please append to the winner list. Remember, append adds an item to the end of the list. So I just go and say append to this list winner, let's say champion. Because remember, winner is basically a dictionary. So all I'm saying is that, look, find out the value with respect to the key champion and append that to the winners. It's quite straightforward in some sense. When I run this piece of code, I can look at my winners, let's say list, and that is this list. So basically all the winners have been placed in this list. In fact, I can find out how many tournaments have happened by just looking at, let's say, length of the winner, let's say winners, say list, and that is 56. So from 1968 till today, there have been 56 tournaments, that have taken place. At this point, a very, very interesting question comes up that, look, there have been 56 tournaments, all right, but there have been people who have won this tournament more than once, which means that there are clearly duplicated values inside this list. Can I find out how many unique winners have there been? Now, one thought would be that, okay, yes, I can write a code to kind of remove the duplicates and then find out the length of the list. But it turns out that the easiest way to do this is by using this concept of sets. I will show you how to do this here, and then in a subsequent video, we will start looking at this whole notion of sets a little bit more carefully. So what I will do right now is that I will just go and, convert, let's say I'll just create a set from a winners list. So I just go and say winners, let's say set. Now I'm intentionally naming them this way so that the distinction is clear. There's a winners list which has clearly has duplicates. The moment I do, let's say, set, say, winners, let's say, list. Now, when I run this piece of code, as always, my winners, let's say, list is, the list that we had created before. Notice we can clearly see here there are repeats right in the beginning and in many places. However, when I look at the winners, let's say, set, that is a much more condensed version. And if you see carefully, in fact, each name appears once and exactly and only once. And that's the beauty of a set. There cannot be any duplicates in a set. And that's why I said this is the easiest method of finding out the duplicate items. In fact, I can then go and find out how many unique winners there have been. And that is nothing but the length of, let's say, this set. So number of items in the set is the length of the set, that is 22. So although Wimbledon has been played 56 times from, let's say, 1968 till today. Think about the magnitude of this achievement. Only 22 people have won this tournament, in these years. And we found this out by creating a set from this list, which basically removed all the duplicates and then looked at the length of it. Now we will come back and look at the whole concept of set much more carefully as we go forward. We'll also make a compare and contrast between sets, lists, tuples, and dictionaries so that the whole picture becomes more clear. But I hope this itself was interesting. As always, we apply concepts and that way we learn much better. Look at our website www.ybyte.in because that is how we learn Python programming. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.